Let's back with Pillars of Eternity. Going to go talk to the woman who's in charge of the spy ring. Forget her name already. Yeah, let's get into this.
No problem.
Uh-huh. These are all agents of the Mother of Webs. Stealing, we're not going to do that yet. A picture wall are leads in a case involving apparently a caravan that disappeared en route to New Eomar. Some of these bitches are even older than Defiance Bay. Alright, let's go upstairs then. I really want to steal everything. Trying so hard to be good. Lady Webb will see you now. Okay, cool. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers. Their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age. Gossamer veil over pale blue veins, ink spots and candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt pattern after some great indiscernible truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
This is exactly what I would picture Alos's mother to be like.
Since then, as I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off limits to all civilians and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
I'm investigating a strange group.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken, and I need him to reverse it. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker, then her face goes still and her mouth parts. Little more than a sliver in her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground. The pages wafting around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her flesh eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Aora has ever known.
How do you know I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man, awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about Theos?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know, if you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary, and he does not fail.
So what do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I could tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Ingwithian Tower in Heritage Hill contains an ancient machine that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
So, I have other questions.
Yes?
Tell me more about Dunreed Row.
All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed. We are Deerwood's cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes. But the truth is, I don't think many of them could bear it.
So how did you come to be here?
Me? I started this place, in a different time, under a different duke. I impressed the duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
So how old are you? You wicked woman, where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of decency?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Bereth carry me off before I'm through. There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
Are you a psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
You said you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
And what's that?
A quiet day at home.
Is there a Lord Webb?
There was.
What happened to him?
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. but he was good to me while he lasted.
Let's talk about something else. Farewell.
Try your best not to die out there.
Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so where am I going to next?
Hey there. How is it you Eothasians stay so optimistic? The world has not given your kind much reason to hope.
You get to a certain point and you realize you got two options. You can go mad with grief and tear out all your hair and check yourself into the sanitarium, or you can wait for better days.
Sons, Twin Elms. Records are. Let's look at. There's nothing here like that, is there? House, sanitarium is one of the places.
Well, feathers in my case. But I understand
You know
your
what?
point.
Let's go here. Let's come back to that last. I've been to Copper Mine. Where to chill? Check this out.
Good day, stranger.
Any news here, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Well, what's the Ducal Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hadrit declared freedom from the Adirian rule some 150 years ago. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you'll find in any tavern or brothel in the city. Multiply by that by 10 and it would be just like the Republic's. Looking for news? Who are you? I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages, run errands for the Duke and his advisor. Pay's not great, but I can't think of a better introduction to politics. So what goes on here? Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, she cleared the throat and gestures counterclockwise around the palace. We have a shrine devoted to Magrin, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Tell me about the Shrine of Magrin. It's a symbol of Magran's protection of defined space. She's represented the revolutionary spirit of the Deerwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the God Hammer bomb only affirmed her importance to us. She scratched his neck. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burned, but Virga, the tranquil ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. What kind of records are stored here? Mostly dull official stuff, census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half the records. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Avar's been meeting with some of the city's leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. This whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away. A lot of the talk concerns animancy, so there's good reason for keeping the meetings behind closed doors. Why is animancy so controversial? Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question about poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Engwithian relics that were illegally looted from the ruins of El Glanfath. She makes a quick twitching motions with her index and middle fingers. So what's the legacy? Waidwin's legacy. That's what a lot of people call the Rash of Hollowborn. The theory goes it's a punishment for meddling in animancy. So what are Hollowborn? You really are fresh from the road. Hollowborn are children born without souls. They often don't live for very long, and those that do generally have received some kind of treatment from animancers. So what do you think about animancy? Me? I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor people in the gift or copper lane who spend every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. I see. Anyway, the legacy is what the politicians have been whispering about lately. So let me ask you about something else. Of course, I've always got my ear to the ground. So tell me about the current Duke. That would be Eivor Wolfgren. Don't let the title fool you, though. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Eivor rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Goodbye. I have Hall of Records, Shrine of Magran. That's where I can't get it. So we're going to go to the Hall of Records first. Yep. I don't want to fight all the dukes, man.
Good day to you.
Yes, is there something I can pull for you? Looking for militia records from the time of Saints' War. We're trying to figure out what happened to someone. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in Deerwood who bear ill toward Red Sirens. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Perhaps you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different, but I have no reason to suspect you to be any different from the others. I take what I want. In the Duke's Palace, I can assure you that you do not. Besides, without my assistance, you'd be sifting through skulls for years. But we've come a long way. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand, I've heard many such stories. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do for you. Alright. So we've got to figure out, get more. Let's go check this out.
Greetings.
Woman's head is bowed as her lips move in prayer. Just as you approach, you catch a glimpse at the catch her glimpsing at the statue nearer. Praise be to Magran, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? This is about the fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. The fires? The sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen all the statues of goddess around the city holding up empty braziers. Kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months, and people need to see them more than ever these days. So what does that mean? It's my devotion and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I try to pray, all I can think about are the hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How could McGran allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithless to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services. McGran is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magran's womanly heat. Take heart and don't abandon your faith too easily. You're right, and fortunately, I believe McGran's been speaking to me again. She cast a quick glance in your direction. Lately, I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color. Strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. Behind the falls is a cave filled with fire and heat and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how I'd get there. I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognized the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd even do if I found the place. Worthless like so many of McGran's flock, afraid of her god's test. If McGran speaks to her, it is to hasten the end of a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. What is the significance of these sacred pyres? They symbolize McGran's power and guidance, and right now the people of Defiance Bay need to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in the Valiant Republic see us as superstitious, but we're just sensitive to signs and warnings of the gods. Something else? I'd like to know more about the temple here. McGran is the most revered goddess among Deer Wood Indians, so it's no surprise that her temple is part of the Ducal Palace. Her fire symbolizes trials, revolutions, and the blazing of new paths, all of which are important to us. This is the first of the sacred pyres. When this is lit, so are the rest around the city. Oh my goodness. Centers of faith. All right. Now the question is, who knows? I didn't go here with the days. I actually should go and sell and rest. Diagnosis and need to explore all these. All of these things are real. Let's check this out.
I'd wager there are more than a few banned books in here.
Welcome.
You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple after all, and Grimda doesn't tolerate disorder. Tell me about yourself. I am a scrivener and devotee to Whale. It is my duty to look after our records and resources. Her chest swells with pride. Anything else? This is a temple? It looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale is the god of mysteries and answers and encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. That didn't really answer my question. Yes, it's a library of sorts. Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. And who is Grimda? Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing, anyway. You should probably tread lightly around her today. Farewell. That's fine, Grimda. That's locked. Where is Grimda?
Greetings.
You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. Could you now? You certainly couldn't do any worse than this lot, anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which would remain hidden, a secret of the 100 Visions. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogations. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse on the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. What else do you need? I have questions about the missing scroll. Tell me what you know about the thieves. Very little, except that they were foolish to believe that they could steal from the god of secrets, that and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. And how should I handle the thieves? However you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them, it makes no difference to me. I'll consider it one of Whale's mysteries. So what's so special about this scroll? Whale is the god of secrets. If I told you that, it'd cheapen it, wouldn't I? It's a parable, the kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. Let's talk about something else. Tell me about yourself. I am the High Archivist of Hall of Revealed Mysteries, and I am too old and too busy to bother with inane questions. Okay, then I'd like to know more about Whale. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though we often call Whale he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristic to Whale is to miss another essential part of its divinity. 100 visions? A term of reverence for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they're infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. And I thought I was busy. Fairly well. Alright. Quests.
Well met, friend.
Oh, Wales, Isla's face, you are one short ogre. Short ogre, but why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Let me guess, you smoked a lot of white leaf, or did you get your hands on some snowcap? Snowcap, snowcap. So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. You're a scrivener? Yes, I am a scrivener. I read books, write books. Once I ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie. Perhaps it was a sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. Sell them, mostly I eat them. Tell me about the dormitory. It's where the scriveners who work the Hall of Revealed Mystery sleep. I'm a scrivener. This place smells like old stockings. Show me what you have for sale. I can start selling some crap. think that's everybody. Hmm. Hmm.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment. Hail and well met.
Well, now, a new face welcome, friend. Name's Pernice, and this is my humble abode and place of business. I do hope you're here to do some business, he glanced at the nearby guard. Seems like a lot of guards for one man. You must be popular. Sure, right, very perceptive. This business attracts some less pleasant types. Sometimes the clientele gets a little pushy, and every so often, someone even turns out to be snooping into things they shouldn't, and lessons have to be taught. I'm sure you're too smart to get wrapped up in all that, of course. I'll keep it simple. If you have the coin, I have the svef. You're free to make use of the premises so long as you don't do anything stupid and you don't go to tangling with the other customers. Now, what can I get you? What is the... You serious? So that's worth every pan, my friend. It's incredible. Let you see your own soul, and you're looking at Defiance Base first and foremost merchant. Let me look at your stock. You can turn right back around. The lower floor is all yours, but nobody goes upstairs. Why not? Because you'll be breathing through new holes in your neck if you head up there. That's why. Just mind your own business. Once you're on the svef, you're not going to much care anyway. Get out of my way or I'll break your sword in half and feed it to you at both ends. As you like. God's woman, just trying to warn you off. So what is that? This quest just popped up.
I'm ready. I'm here.
Hey,
Yes?
What?
hey.
Yeah?
Ready, Watcher.
No problem.
I'll take a look.
Let's look for hidden stuff now, too. Man lies bound, bloodied on the floor before you. His face is a tapestry of bruises and blood is spattered across several corners of the room. The man cringes and sobs as you approach. God, please, please no more. I can't take any more. I'm not here to hurt you. You're not, oh, praise Varath. You're not the one of his men, are you? Please, I don't know who you are. My name is Pernisk. This is my house. You had to stop him. And who is that downstairs? An imposter, some wizard named Nerid. Came to my house, tied me up in here, tortured me, and now he and his men are eating my food, breaking my things, selling stuff inside my house. Whatever you're holding back, spit it out or I'll pry it out of you. I may have hung on to a tiny portion of my supplier's share, but I needed that money. So you're a stuff dealer. Look, I know it's not the best line of work, especially with all that's happened, but it pays well. Very, very well, and, well, people want stuff, don't they? So, what did your supplier do? He sent over the wizard Nerid, the man downstairs, to make up for the lost copper, I guess, and hurt me while he was at it. Feels like it's been days. So why should I help you? Because it's the right thing to do? Okay, look, Nerid took all my money, but he still has it. If you kill him, he's bound to have most of it on his person. You can have all of it. Alright. Thank you. I'd help if I could, but in my state, I'd probably just slow you down. Please, be careful. Alright. Let's see. You're back. Anything I could do for you? Found the man you tied upstairs, the one also claiming to be Pernisk. That's so. Shame you had to go digging around, friend, because now I can't exactly let you leave, can I? It's getting tired of pretending to be that sad sack anyhow. Guards! It's your funeral.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
Ready, Watcher.
Hey.
Yes?
Stop! Nero staggers back, holding a bloody hand in front of him. I give up. Just leave and I'll go peacefully, alright? Too late.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher. I'm ready.
Yeah?
What?
How may I help?
Watch your fire!
I'm not going anywhere like this.
Ooh, new grimoire.
Got it.
Told you what was gonna happen. Do I need to go up and talk to him again? Well, I managed to get a little fight again. I was worried this episode was gonna be all talk. Is it done? Is he dead? He's already taken care of. Can't believe this nightmare's finally over. You have no idea what you've done for me, but... Need to find my love, Kainra. Only after what Nero put her through, I'm afraid she won't give me the chance to explain. But she might listen to you. Please, she must be somewhere in Copperling. It's the only home she's known. And please, don't tell her about the swap, about what I do. I could make it worth your while. A discount, maybe? Perhaps you should trust her to make her own decisions rather than lie to her. I know, and I can't force you to keep the secret. I just don't want to lose her. After what happened here, I'm sure she won't have anything to do with Sveff, or me, if she finds out. I'll go find her. I can't thank you enough, truly. How I miss my poor Kenra.
Have you ever chased a skirt wizard? Or will use you, cast you off when it suits them. Never speak another word to you.
Maybe they just don't answer to fiery whore.
Ymir legend holds that Sir Efren created a miraculous knot that the faithless could not untie. A daring burglary recently cleaned out the myriad precious relics in Smith's Hall of Ymir. Each other once hit a string was tied, each leading back to an intricate knot in the center of the temple. The burglar left a tantalizing clue in the form of a written prayer, but the riddle was his stumped the locals. Desperate to recover the artifacts, the priest reached out to mercenaries. Ymir Heravis met with the priests of Babylon to discuss the mystery of who had stolen the Smith's Hall of Artifacts and for what purpose. During the investigation, a quirky priest of Whale lent the group to his bizarre form of help. Answers to the thief's riddles posed as different riddles. After tracking down each stolen artifact through a series of additional clues, Heravius and the priest of Babylon realized that the priest of Whale was the thief. Very pleased with himself, he had no objection to being captured and sent to the Earl of Ymir for punishment. When Heravius left the priest of Abaddon, they were still trying to determine the point of the theft. What was that there? So how long for the next thing to be? 15 hours.
Mercenaries. All fancy weapons and no skill.
A low-groomed man steps through the hall with confident swagger, a smug grin etched to his face. He's flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup comes wandering in, and I see. Just know that Biden's giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Never heard of them. You have now. Stick around to Pine Spain, you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. Enough jabber, Ben. You gonna do the job or talk about it? When it's right, the coin ain't going to collect itself. See you around, pup. So that's the thing I need to see, or something else.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Do you know of a place in the wilderness with colorful pools and a waterfall that rises? I know the place. Got a map locked up in one of those chests with the very spot marked. It's yours for 50 copper piece. There you go. You'll find it in the back room behind Sonad's shop. Look at the map for Searing Falls. Fantastic place. Thermal springs alone are worth the journey. Falls so hot, most of the water turns steam. That's the rising you're talking about. What else do you need? Tell me about the dozens. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Deerwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. At least they remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like them, he means. Your roots? Crucible Knights take pride in having won Deerwood's freedom 150 years ago, but we're the ones who protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed Wadewind at the Ivandir Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Wadewind wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Helget Citadel and faced down to God. Held him there until the bomb went off. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for people. First line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. It's not just Wadewind and his damn legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenbury making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing one way or another. Well, we haven't gotten anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. Defend Deerwood once, we'll do it again. Alright, I'm looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Ah.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up! If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off!
Tell me about the expedition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds looking for ruins, mostly. They come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handled their weapons like this lot in front of me who might as well be digging their own graves. Got business with me? I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenin. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Although I do have something I need, something that requires competence. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. Why don't you just go ask for it back?
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
So what's with this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
I got word from a reliable source at Penhelm to visit a forger and Undra's gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunreed Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me. Having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
If generations of Mastic traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. Alright. You have anything interesting for sale?
Hail, traveler.
Haven't seen you before. You headed out with an expedition company? Or are you betting on one? Tell me about the expeditions. They're groups of adventurers that venture in the wilderness. More than a few of them try their luck scouring the ruins. Most of them come back empty-handed, if they come back at all. Betting on them is almost as risky as actually going, but that's how the expeditions get funded. And every once in a while, one of the adventuring companies will strike it big and make a fortune in their backers. How long do you work for Admeth Sten? Oh, a few years. I got in the minute the last merchant cleared out. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make loyal friends and loyal customers, so long as you stick by them. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helms to a pair of Crucible Knights. I've been careful not to make the same mistake. So can I buy something? I'm afraid not. Doesn't only do business with me so long as I only do business with them, and they're good customers. But if you get on Ostric's good side, he could make an exception for you. He probably is training some of the new recruits right now. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to do that mission for him. Let's go rest up.
But
Beg forgiveness when the dust settles.
You must do what you feel is best. I understand.
Hail, traveler.
Now the question is, I'm gonna try to go to these places, check out some. Hearing falls. Steering falls, I think I have to go to the southern exits. To unlock the path to travel there. Yep. Once we get here, that's where we're going to stop. Pick up here with the next episode. Alright, like I said, that's where we're going to stop. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have, you know what to do. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really means a lot. Helps the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Y'all are the best. I will see you soon. Oh my god.
I'm ready.
Aye?
Hmm?
Ready, Watcher.
Eh?
Lava will be on...
Ready, Watcher.
Hey,
I'm ready.
What?
aye?
Oh, more.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Alright, so, with that being said,
Got it.
now we're gonna stop. So I bought 2 drinks and a bunch of... I'm guessing those close to kobolds, whatever they call them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Y'all are the best. I will see you soon. Until next time, love you guys.